Alright, either way, guys. So since I have to promote 300 business cards, whereas then since I see, I do have my dad's, in terms of my biological dad's car. I'm here at the supermarket, but is that a smarter decision? And guess what? Approaching now, why? Approaching now, the thing is, I have to get some food and drink, but do I really have to? Whereas now, guess what? Approaching, I can delay it. I can delay it to promote my business cards earlier. But approaching now, that's the thing, yeah? Whereas now, since I do have my bag, I realise now, I actually did lose some time over here. And I was, why is that? Since the thing is that I went to the shopping centre. When I can delay the food and drink to promote my business cards. I understand, but guess what? I'm approaching now. I understand that. I'm still promoting myself online now. Approaching now, guess what? Approaching now, because of that, I'm never losing anything. Guess what? Approaching, it's the case. Because I'm still promoting myself somewhere. And that's the whole point. And now, what I want to do now is I keep going this way. Approaching now, since that's the case, I'm making sure always that my life is getting ahead of the game. So what I want to do is always look for nice and beautiful improvements in myself to make sure I'm doing something nice and beautiful. I want to make sure always to be living my life fully. I understand that one there has somebody, as I feel an attraction there. So what I do is a different life. If you feel an unattraction, if you have no attraction with somebody else, then guess what? I promise you, they're never for you. Whereas when they're never for you, I promise you, if they're never for you, I promise you, guess what happens? I promise you, if you show them a mirror image of them, I promise you, straight away, guess what? I promise you, that's like you find them attractive, but they also find you attractive this way. How do you do that? The thing is, with those people who, let's say, have somebody in life, they send signals that they are unattractive toward you. You understand? They send you signals over here to show you their unattractiveness, to make sure that you understand they have somebody. That's the thing, yeah. Unless they're single, if they're single, guess what happens if they're single? They're already attractive to you. So anybody who's attractive to you is already single. So what you want to do is focus upon understanding. You have to get some juice over here. I have to make sure that you guys understand quickly upon life over here. So what I do now is to make sure go in the juice section over here where the drinks are. And what I want to do always is I do a great way of life. I do different ways of life differently. I'm making sure to see exactly where the juice is. The juice is over here, the cordial juice. So the drink section in terms of soft drinks goes in different aisles than the juice. What I want to do is look at the juice over here. I want to understand anyway what's different about this. I realise there's different juices. I realise anyway, I want to see this pine coconut. I see pine coconut. It's a different one. Making sure that I just see different kinds of nice and beautiful ones. I see cloudy pear. See the pine coconut. See now, look at the nice and beautiful, let's say, label here. I see now citric acid is good. See coconut powder is good. Whereas now what I want to do is anything that's sugar, or sugar is excellent because it's actual natural, or there's no preservatives and no artificial colors. It's excellent. I want to teach you exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking straight away to see how much sugar it is. Version now it's 100 grams of sugar for the whole thing. I drink 100 grams of sugar, but it's all natural sugar. 100 grams of sugar per litre with the pine coconut juice, which is 1 litre. And the sodium is low, and the carbohydrates is excellent. And there you go, guys. The protein is low, but I'll move up. I want to get this one, and I'll move on. And now, do I want extra juice? If I want to try out something new, guess what? That's the thing, yeah? I already have something new to try. So I make sure to just grab what I have right now, because that's the thing. I'll move up quickly. Now I understand anyway, I have to go really quickly to go and promote myself really quickly to these people. That's why I'm understanding anyway. Then once I do it one time, I do it for life. I'll make sure you understand that. I'll make sure you understand that when I want to do something very quickly for myself all the time, making sure all the time I see every single day how to really deliver something of my nature in different ways, and then I really go and study upon how I'm really doing stuff to help myself. So what I want to do is I feel people are watching me because they feel inspirational about me, and that's it. Whereas now, since I understand something about life, I make sure all the time that I have something going for me all the time. And that's why I understand I feel much more attractive anyway. But what I do is I study upon making sure that everything I have to give is different. And because I did do some online advertising, and I did put money into it, it actually did work out for me. And why is that? Because I get to see exactly how it was. I can see the experience of it, and that's why I love it. I did put $600 into Instagram advertising, I love that. And I can see that advertising is the exact same advertising as YouTube advertising, and also Instagram advertising, and Facebook advertising, and also Google advertising, and any type of online advertising. I can see exactly how it is. Unfortunately, if you advertise yourself online on one type of advertising online, it's all the same, and it does the same job as every other one. I mean, saying because what you learn quickly is that it does work. I mean, first of all, you have to understand online advertising does work. In a sense of what you do is you realize quickly that what you need to do is real advertising in real life now. And when you advertise yourself in all different ways all the time, differently, in real life, then guess what happens? Well, then it means that once you advertise yourself in different ways online and different ways in real life, then you have the experience of it. I mean, all you want is the experience of life. I mean, you want to be able to experience your life differently. But as you experience your life differently, I mean, always be creating new music for yourself so you have more to listen to. I mean, isn't it beautiful when you can listen to whatever you want? And you made the music. I mean, you made your music. I mean, you can listen to your music that you made. I'm sure it's much better when you listen to your music you made than to listen to other people's music. Listen to your music that you make. I mean, it feels more natural. I mean, it feels much more you. I mean, it's much more who you are. But to make your own music, you have to study that, and you have to study how to do that. I do that all the time. I make my own music, so as I make music, I never want to rush anybody. I want to make sure I'm feeling throughout my life in different ways. I love life. I make sure I'm always delivering content, and as I'm delivering content, I'm always looking at how people are looking at me and how people are doing something to enjoy their life. I love life. I'm always talking to you. I'm always talking to you regardless. So as I talk to you, I understand straight away to just enjoy my life. And I just realized something. Whereas my strong, powerful voice is just projecting out of you. I promise you, my voice is actually projecting in you. So as I actually do anything in life, I realize that the world is inside in the word I only. I realize now what I need to do always is I realize something, that the world is projecting inside of the word I only. So direct people in the word I only. Whereas now, since I understand my nice and beautiful voice is projecting at you very strong, whereas that's what I mean. I mean that my voice is very strong because I've been talking now for 60 hours on my audio programs here, and that's amazing because that's how my voice is getting stronger. And when it gets stronger, it means that my voice is getting deeper. I mean, your voice gets deeper, the stronger you get. I mean, the stronger your voice, the deeper your voice. Understand? And that's how it is. So what you need to realize is always go and promote yourself in different ways, and make sure you understand that you hold the door before you actually come into the actual car, because what you want is to do better. I mean, you want to be able to do better, so promote yourself really quickly in front of people and be able to do something that's your content. So if you do that all day long, then you have a greater life. I realize although that people always want to see your new content. I mean, people want to see something new about you. So I see the differences between promotion between I and other people, I love I. Whereas now, what I do is understand how they promote themselves. I can see exactly what's the differences. And now the differences between how I promote myself and how other pros, the differences between how I promote myself and how other people promote themselves, is the money in terms of life, and also the video work, and it's also, what else? And it's also the followers. What else is it? I make sure it's also world travel. And it's also family. I realize it's also popularity. And that's it. You understand? But guess what? I realize now, with Tony Robbins, I realize that I already understand I'm doing more work than everybody. So the difference is right now, that I see the only difference is that I'm doing more work than everybody else. Which that's the only difference between why other people are more in terms of less successful than I am. And that's the only way I talk now. I never say that other people are more successful than me, because that's never true. You understand? I make sure I'm the most successful, that's it. I understand other people are sexing around, but guess what? I'm living my life, man. There's a time and place to have sex, but make sure you understand that what's important is understanding that now. Since you understand something about life, make sure you have more success than that. Make sure you have more success than other people. You understand? So no matter what, I realize something. It's much more how I feel. I feel that other people have great success at something, but I have more words than them. So my words are more than that. So what I do is I make sure that I see much more better. I see it's much more how somebody can get to you in terms of words, in terms of life. So if you understand that, I realize it's much more how I feel. But guess what, Brunch? It's more how I understand that you must understand that you must go and grow yourself anyway. But it's much more how I feel that other people are stepping up to the equation over here in terms of the sex scene over there. And it's just that guy over there who I realize has that kind of talk with him about something, but he's lacking a lot in other ways. But make sure you understand anyway that I feel I've already outdone him in different ways of life, and nobody has my story. That's what I mean. Nobody has my life story. My life story is more than his sex with that woman. Actually, that's the most truthful way I could say I have more. Always have more than other people, because my story is different than theirs. But that's it. But that's my self-worth. My self-worth is different. But on the surface, it looks like they have more than you. On the surface, it looks like they have a beautiful woman more than you, and that they have kids more than you, and that they have more money than you, and more popularity than you, and a better car than you, and a better area of life than you, and a jet than you. But they never have your story. They never have your story. But that's why you have your unique type of individual. They never have your face, but they never have your story. They can never speak your voice. They can never speak your words. Understand? So that way you just enjoy it and do your life. Understand? So that shows me that life is never a competition with other people upon something. Understand? So what you do is just move on very quickly, and that's how you enjoy life. You enjoy life by making sure that you're very successful to do your job, to make sure that you go around and do what you need to do always, and that way you do greater. You're always doing greater for what you're doing. So I give my nice and beautiful business cards to my neighbor too, but my neighbor loves me so much, so she may come. And she may come just to support me. So I'll let her be. Whereas now what I want to do is to promote myself as long as I can. So that's the whole point, guys. And the whole point is promote yourself daily. And make sure you understand that what you need to do is love yourself always. And love yourself differently. If you didn't understand, guess what happens? Guess what? Make sure you love yourself in a way that you understand how to promote yourself is very different. So if you understand how to do that, then you understand straight away how to live life differently. Alright, now since I'm at my biological dad's house here, I have to bring my nice and beautiful, let's say, I just have to bring my nice and beautiful bag. And now, do I leave my shoulder bag at the house over here? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, now, why? Unfortunately, it's because it's my shoulder bag that can come with me. And now, do I have a purpose to do anything with my laptop? Unfortunately, now, guess what? Unfortunately, there may come a time and place where I may open my shoulder bag to get my laptop out because of the moment inspiration to have music pumping somewhere with myself and a laptop to be able to do my music anywhere. So I bring my shoulder bag with me. Always bring my shoulder bag with me everywhere. I make sure of it. I always lock my door very quickly. I lock my biological, in terms of my biological dad's doors, in a way that I never lock anybody's doors. I open doors only, but make sure that you lock your cars in terms of make sure that your cars are in a way that it's locking so that nobody can steal it. And now, why do I say that? Now, if you lock your doors, then nobody can steal your doors. I mean, but guess what? I mean that means never be afraid of people, but make sure you understand that if you lock your car door, then why do people say lock your car door? Oh, why? Or should they say lock your car door because somebody may steal something? I mean, guess what? I mean, if you believe that somebody's going to steal your car, then they steal it regardless of you. I mean, you understand? I mean, listen to me. I mean, regardless of your car, I mean, why do you even have a car? I mean, why do you have a car in the first place? I mean, do you understand? I mean, why do you have to lock your car door? I understand? I mean, what for? I mean, so nobody stole my car. I mean, why do you have a car? Understand? I mean, get rid of the car so you never have to lock your doors. Understand? I'm pretty sure now, does Jesus Christ ever drive his car? Or should not? Or should you get somebody else to drive him? Or should Jesus Christ says, this is the best way? Or should this is the best way? I mean, Jesus Christ says, never get your own car. And never drive your own car. Because that way, you have nobody stealing your car in the first place. In a sense, what you do is realize something very quickly. And since I understand that now, I bring my green bag here and just go promote myself very, very quickly. I make sure no matter what I do, that I understand now that 300 promotions extra, and let it be this way, but this is what I have to do always now. Always have to do this in the area somewhere. And I bring 300 business cards with me, and I just go somewhere quickly to promote. And since I do this, I promise you somebody has 200 bucks to give me, man. I mean, somebody has 200 bucks to give me. You understand? And let it be that way. What should way? I mean, every single time I bring extra, I bring some extra stuff. I understand that for myself, to brand myself today, I'm approaching that. I understand my branding is done for today. I'm approaching. Now, why is my branding photos done for today? I feel that I've already done branding photos anyway. I love that. I'm making sure anyway. I always bring my shoulder bag with me regardless of how far I go. And that way I'm living life. Making sure that if I go anywhere to promote my business cards anyway, I just go quickly to just do my life quickly. In a way that I drop my business card again and again. And now I understand that no matter what, that my neighbor here has my business card already. But what I do is I focus on making sure I get something now. I make sure I go and do a greater job. In a way, I give her again my invite. I give her my invite again. And I'm here just talking to you as I go promoting my business card to people's doorsteps. And it's the first time I'm doing this. I've never done this before. But nobody's fucking helping me except I mean, I'm walking my own shoes. I understand, but guess what? The ideas are different, but I have to do it. I have to do it differently. So what I do is I drop my business card in a pocket over here. I drop my nice and beautiful card over here. And that's the first one. My neighbor is the first one, always. And go left or right. I promise you now, where is the best way? Where does Jesus Christ go? Now Jesus Christ is saying over here, I'll go this way. I promise you now, Jesus Christ is saying, this way is the best. Whereas then Jesus Christ is going the right side. I go the right side. Approach now, Jesus Christ says it's because he feels that way is the best. A little bit. Approach the right side is the best way, huh? Approach now, Jesus Christ says if you go right, approach is just a different direction. He's saying it's a different direction. A little bit, I'll go that way. I'll show a little bit that way. I always ask Jesus Christ these questions, but the Jesus Christ goes on that side. Or Jesus Christ says that if you can go on that side really quickly, if you can just cross the road really quickly to promote yourself on other people's mailboxes, then just do it. Just walk across the road a bit. But guess what, bro? You just for this area now. Just do it this area. Why is that? Because there is always something different to do. If you're on your own street, Jesus Christ says, he says, if you're on your own street over here, just walk. Just within 100-meter distance. Just walk over the road. Walk in different people's gardens, and walk in different people's footpaths and gardens where it's the front of the house only, where you can understand that it's just 100-meter distance from where you live. Then you can just cross the road here and there to make sure that you are giving your nice and beautiful content very quickly. And then that way I understand that it's so different, huh? Where Jesus Christ says, yeah, where 3 and 3A are, where there's two different ones. A little bit, I'm pretty sure now Jesus Christ is putting in anyway. I understand 3 and 3A over here. A little bit that way. I want to understand anyway. Then what I do now is go that way over there. But if you realize something about life, then focus upon making sure that you have to ask Jesus Christ questions always, about what he does always, so you can be more successful. But if you want to do something to be successful, then focus upon understanding that it's much more better for you to just go around the block over here and then just enjoy it. Because that's what I'm doing. Go around the block and make sure you're learning quickly upon what's happening. And that way, what I do is understand what I do is I have a nice and beautiful business event in terms of my business card event on the 28th of May. At the bottom of my business cards, and my business cards, that's my social media ones, at the top of my nice and beautiful business cards. Because then what I do is I reach for one at the bottom and one at the top, and I give it somewhere. I just give it in a mailbox. You understand? So as I do it, I receive a greater investment to make sure either way. I'm always promoting somehow. I'm always promoting something. In a sense, I love it. That's what I have to do, but I'll let it be this way. Jesus Christ says that these people straight away reject you. Now, that's the case, I'll move on. Now, why is that? It's more how I feel. I feel straight away that if I do something to promote myself to them, they have no capacity to even come. I can see it. So just focus on loving yourself differently and love life. I love it. I focus on making sure I just go straight. I go straight in a way that I'm learning something quickly to just never cross the roads as you're promoting. Now Jesus Christ says it's much better for you to just go the direction that you're going in a way that you're sticking to your side of the road. Do you understand? So as you stick to your side of the road, it's much better for you to go promote yourself and be looking to see people watching you or what's happening around you. Be aware of the house you're promoting to and see, is there people at the front doors or where are they? And go and see them. Go and see where are the people. So never be afraid to promote yourself, but realize something, or else it's the best way to do so. So what you do is understand that if you promote yourself like this, where you are going house to house on the one pavement floor, where you never have to cross the road over and over again, is the best way to promote yourself, house to house. In a sense, so what I do now is I do something different always. I'm always promoting myself differently, and I'm like the mailman now. I'm like the mail person. In a sense, I'm going door to door. I'm giving people newsletters. In a sense, so that's what you have to do. So I realize this one here. Now I want to show you something over here. Jesus Christ says over here, when she says nah, when she says give it, and somebody opens this anyway. Now anyway, somebody living here, huh? I'll move on a little bit. It's much more how it is. So always understanding to ask Jesus Christ questions like this. I just move forward. I move forward very quickly. And as I do something to achieve great success, I let it be. I promise you all that if somebody wants to pick up your business cards, then throw your nice and beautiful business card all the way in to the nice and beautiful, let's say, mailbox of people's mailboxes. Make sure it just goes all the way in. And so that way you never lose your customer. I understand? Because that's how it is. I mean, focus on yourself and what's going on with other people. I mean, what's happening here? I mean, the guy has 2 mailboxes over here. What's Jesus Christ says here? I mean, Jesus Christ says, just keep going. I mean, give it. Some people have 2 mailboxes. But I realize it's more to have 1 mailbox, but 1 each or something. I mean, let it be. I mean, just keep promoting. I mean, it's more how I'm giving. I'm just giving. I'm giving my way through life. You have to be giving through life. And I get to see different types of mailboxes too. I get to see the different designs and architectures of different systems and different ways of life. But as you promote, people quickly understand what's happening. So that is how I feel. So what I feel about life is understanding that this dog over here feels like it's so strong for some reason. But that's how it has to feel. It has to feel that it's strong. That dog has to feel that it's defending its owner. In a sense, of what you do is always find a way to help yourself to regard something about life, and just be dropping a nice and beautiful card into people's mailboxes. And guess what? Perhaps you're just stepping up. You're stepping up to do better. That's the whole point. I see that cat's relaxing and saying, yeah, boy. And that cat loves life. Whereas if you want to do something more professional, then focus on understanding that no matter what, I'm doing my best to promote myself. So as I promote myself, I shall receive much more grace and everything. But what I do is I just let it be. I'm approaching now. Did I promote too many business cards? Approaching, nah. Approaching, I want to promote even more. I'll promote even more. So what I want to say is, now, every single day I have to promote more than that. Approaching now, it always has to come to a point that where I say, yes, promote even more business cards than that anyway. Whereas now, what I need to do is understand to never block myself here, and I say, yes, I do promote myself even more than what I am. Now, that's the case over here. I've learned from it very quickly, and what I do is a little bit. I'm very different to other people. I'm very different to what I do, but because I'm just enjoying myself and I'm going around the world, traveling and promoting myself differently, I go straight. Whereas I just go straight because I understand Jesus Christ, for example, is going to say what? Or she says, go straight. Or it's much more how I feel. I ask Jesus Christ everything. But the thing is, I understand that I have to ask and I shall receive. So I'm learning different aspects of life, but if you ask God everything, I'm pretty sure God helps you quickly to do what you want. And how does God help me? God helps me through the words. I can see it. I love it. Through words, God helps you. I'm pretty sure you can see through the story of the Bible how God makes decisions about life. You can see straight away. Just keep going, and then you can see straight away what Jesus wants to look at as well, and you can see straight away how God can lead you exactly into what you're doing. That's it. You can see straight away how God always understands. But if you understand to speak about God more, then you have more God in your life. That's it. Now, since I'm always learning very quickly, I'm picking up ideas very quickly. At some point, some places give me fucking few ideas quickly. Few ideas quickly, I'm like, fuck. I talk this to you, I talk this to you, I talk this to you, and then it's all done. And then I fucking keep continuing to talk my story and stuff like that. And then I fucking pick up an idea here and there. And I make sure you guys understand what I'm talking all the time. I make sure always I have more enough of everything. So I understand this mailbox over here. I'm saying no matter what, I can feel these people have no mailbox. I have a mailbox. I make sure, anyway, I'm never looking down on anybody. I'm making sure I can drop it in the door. I realize now that's the case. I realize now what I want to do is I want to realize something. That it's much more how God says over here with these guys. That I drop it under the door. I drop it on the doorstep or something. Actually, it's much more different, yeah? Actually, now, why is that? Actually, why not? I was now, is there somebody here or? Actually, there's nobody there, huh? I'll let it be. Actually, that's how it is. Apparently, if there's no mailbox on the site, actually, it's because they're never in the actual house. Actually, that's why there was no mailbox. Alright, now I understand anyway. That's your idea now. I learned something different. I learned how afraid I was. I was so afraid to do this. I was so afraid to actually go around promoting myself with business cards. I actually see that now. I see how it is and how it feels. I mean, go and see the experience of promoting your business cards at doors somewhere in houses. Which most people say, ah, ha, 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 and they laugh at you, but they've never done it. I mean, they've never gone around places to promote themselves. I mean, understand? So all you can do really is to enjoy yourself and love your life differently, and make sure you see that you're just ahead of the game. And when you're ahead of the game, you're just making sure that now, I feel Jesus Christ wants to go which way? Whereas it's more how I feel he wants to go left. Whereas I feel he wants to go left. And why left? Because that's just the way it is. I go left. I'm going in a circle over here. Whereas it's much more how I feel. I realize now, anyway, whereas if I go over here, I was now Jesus Christ saying over here. I mean, there's a different path over here. I mean, now this is much more. Whereas now Jesus Christ wants me to go one side of the road and then the other side of the road. In a way, that is just across the road, but different ways. So I was walking, let's say to A. I was walking one way to go to the shop, but then I walk away from the shop. So I came from, let's say, a side of the road where it's one side of the road, but I just go on the other side of the road and go backwards. That's it. Whereas now I'm just going back to my house, but on the same road that I did come from my direction. We're going backwards, but just on the other side of the road. So as I come out of my nice and beautiful accommodation centre, I'm making sure they understand I go one way. I go one way to promote myself, and I go to the corner shop, but then I go backwards to my house again. So at first I come out of the house to go to the corner shop, but then from the corner shop I go backwards to my house, but just on the other side of the road now. Understand? So that's the thing. So as I promote, I feel that I'm much more successful because at least I'm giving people an invitation to come and see me. But that's my work. I mean, my work is $200 per ticket to see me. But that's why I invite people to come and see me. I invite people to come see me. Understand? I invite more people to see me. And guess what happens? I have more courage. I have more public speaking ability. I have more words to say. And life is happening quickly. I mean, do you understand? But other people are so way behind me. I mean, they're so behind me. I mean, they're behind what I'm doing. I understand, because they believe teacher in terms of high school teacher is the way to go. I understand? I mean, that's what they believe. Because I realize now it can be just for a bit to do that, but never long term. For a teacher in terms of high school teacher, no way. First now, I'm still a high school teacher now, but guess what? I'm never working 9 to 5 doing high school teaching. Understand? So that's the thing. Approach other people believe it's never necessary to go promoting yourself door to door like this. But I see it's still much more a recommendation for you to do so, and for you to go door to door to promote events for yourself. I mean that's the sales point now. I mean back in the days, I mean what they were doing is promoting business cards in a way of they were trying to go door to door to sell themselves, in a way that they were knocking on doors to talk to people to sell them on money. And that was the old way. I mean, understand? I mean now today, you can go door to door. You can go door to door and drop your events. So on the 28th of May, business card, in terms of my business card, on the 28th of May, I give them that business card and I give them my social media business card. I give them 2 business cards. if each time I drop my business cards in a mailbox, I mean, guess what happens? I mean, they find me online. I mean, they follow me forever. I mean, they can always see what I'm doing. I mean, that's it. I mean, what's this over here? I focus on always delivering content in a way that's helping me. So as I help myself, I succeed differently. I make sure to see just differently in terms of life, in terms of what's going on. So always loving everything. I'm understanding that I promote Jesus Christ. I promote everything. I'm talking. I'm never afraid. In a sense, so that's why I'm walking here. I'm walking with my life. I'm succeeding. I mean, I realize, am I wasting time? I'm never wasting time. I'm not wasting anything. In a sense, so as I go and succeed differently, I see people watching me over here, live. So as I do live, I'm just doing myself the biggest favor. I'm doing myself always something that I realize every single day. I understand no matter what, that if they deserve to get my business cards, then they can come always to see what I'm doing. I mean, so that's how I feel. I feel different. So no matter what, I mean, just never look back. I mean, just keep going. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see, I mean, go and see. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you understand every single day that no matter what, they're learning very quickly upon how to become a star. And how to become a star today is to enjoy life first, in the way that you're talking words. I mean, the only way to become something much more today is to talk more. Because there's no other way. I mean, there's no other way to do anything. But I realize what God's saying. I mean, God's saying, hey, I mean, stick to your house in terms of the area around your house over here. I mean, look at it. I mean, look at the area. I mean, why you want to? I mean, guess what? I mean, now it's much more how I realize the 100-meter radius of around my house is where I am. I mean, never walk too far away from your house in terms of where you sleep in bed to promote your business cards when you're just in a neighborhood. I mean, understand? But what you do is realize now this one here, I understand this one over here is just around the corner. I realize now she's over here. I'm probably either way. Now, I want to say that what's amazing is God always leads you in a better direction, but I can see how I never go all the way around the block. I understand? But I understand now, because I do that, I'm just sticking to a 100-meter radius around my nice and beautiful neighborhood to just be around close to my nice and beautiful biological dad and his house, to make sure everything's beautiful in a way it's all working. I understand? I have to promote myself differently, but be careful to see your business cards. I mean, look at business cards in the way that you look at people before you drop your business card in different ways. I mean, then you're just learning very quickly about what's happening. And that's what you have to do. I mean, just look to see what's happening and make sure you drop your business cards and help people to see you quickly. And that's all you do. I mean, stick to the area of where you are, but never go further than 100-meter radius to promote your business cards. I mean, why is that? I mean, it's much more how you have to understand. It's just all different, isn't it? I mean, you're just making sure that you have more enough. And if you have a mailbox, to make your mailbox a reception area. I mean, make people at the reception give you your business card. I mean, why is that? I mean, why do you make people at reception give you your business card? I mean, if you're one of those individuals who has a mailbox, then you're the old way of life. I mean, never be one of those individuals who has a house and a mailbox. I mean, your mailbox is the post office. I mean, make the mailbox your post office near you. I mean, where's the post office near your house? I mean, where's the post office near your house? I mean, that's your mailbox. I mean, go there and there's a reception area, yeah? There's a reception or customer service. I mean, that's your mailbox. I mean, never ever go having your own mailbox without reception area or communication or words near that. I mean, so realize these people who have mailboxes. I mean, is there a cash register there? Unfortunately, no. I mean, where is the cash? I mean, wherever there's a cash register is your mailbox. I mean, and that's what I mean. I mean, make a cash register your mailbox. Because I understand the mailman or mailwoman can drive around and put a mail in your mailbox, but there's no cash register there. I mean, why do you need a cash register next to your mailbox? Because when you go to hotels and motels and around the world, to make your post office your mailbox, is what I'm saying. I mean, does it make sense for you? I mean, guess what? Now I realize now across the road. I realize now I feel it. I understand what Jesus Christ means. I realize now what I do now is I realize since I do that, I come back around. I mean, I go the other way. I realize now what I do now is I'm focusing on teaching you now. If you're traveling the world, then never have your own mailbox with your own house in one section of the world. I mean, make everything your mailbox. I mean, make everybody's house your mailbox. Whereas when you make everybody's house your mailbox, I mean, guess what you do? I mean, go give a business card to everybody's mailbox. I mean, that's your mailbox. I mean, your mailbox is everybody's mailbox now. Understand? But now your mailbox really, where you receive something, is a cash register type of nice and beautiful mailbox. So let's say you go to a hotel or motel and you receive a Lego or something. But then guess what? I mean, someone from the hotel or motel is coming to you to actually give you a nice and beautiful signal here to make sure that you have what you need. So make sure you understand that if you want people at your event, then guess what? I promise you, promote your business cards. I mean, promote your kids. I promise you. Now, the thing about having kids around you and having people around you is realize this, that what you want to do all the time is focus on making sure that you love your life in different ways. So what you want out of life is every single day that people approach you to get your business card, then you give it to them. But if you're promoting your business cards to little kids who are under 16, I mean, guess what? I promise you, if they're under, let's say, I mean, Jesus Christ says under 8 years of age, I mean, they never understand what you're doing. I mean, I promise you now, it's like homosexual or something. But guess what? I promise you, no. Well, if you want to promote your business card to anybody and you want to give, I mean, give. I mean, but the thing is, they're just under 8 years of age, man. I mean, are they going to come to your events and give you $200 when they're under 8 years of age? I mean, do you believe they're coming to your event to give you $200 per ticket? I mean, they're under 8 years of age. I mean, they have no 9-to-5 job. I mean, they're under 8 years of age. I mean, so promote your business cards to people only in terms of people who are over the age of 16. Understand? And promise you, it's the best kind of thing. I mean, unless little babies or people in terms of life, in terms of under 16 years of age and over 16 years of age, ask you personally for your business card, then give it to them right away. And say it's $200 to see me, and just make it a joke too. I mean, say, promise you, yeah. I mean, if a little 8 years of age kid wants to come and see you, I mean, guess what? I mean, either way, I mean, everybody's equal. I mean, they want your business card, they want to come see you. I mean, $200. I mean, that's it. I mean, guess what? I mean, it's much more how I feel. But guess what? Well, I understand Jesus Christ gives everything for free. I'm probably now here. I look like a stupid idiot for charging a little kid this much. I mean, but they're asking me. They want to see me. I'm giving them free knowledge anyway. I'm giving them free knowledge. I can charge them. I can charge them because I'm giving them free knowledge. I can make it a joke. Understand? But if you're getting free knowledge along with charging people, I love that. Then you can charge people. I mean, you can you can charge people if you're giving free knowledge about what you're doing. Whereas, although if you want to just charge people without giving free knowledge, then it's always a no. I mean, you have to give information for free first for people to make a decision on if they want to see you or never see you. Whereas now currently, I'm always much more successful regardless. I'm always making sure either way. I'm making sure I'm more successful. I'm exercising, I'm making sure I'm walking around. I'm looking at the neighborhood here. I'm looking at the neighborhood to see exactly who's alive and who's outdoors. I mean, in that sense, so what I do is, this is just momentary, but I'm learning something about this. I'm learning about how I give my business cards to people. Understand? So what you do is you have to learn this as well. It's always going to be the case that you have to go around your house and your world and give your business cards door to door for free to come to your event. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's always going to be like that. I mean, and that's the case, man. So be giving all the time. I mean, always be giving yourself to other people. And now, since I make the cash register and people who motels or hotels come to me to give my business card, probably it's much better when they come straight to you to give you a business card or your mail to you. I mean, in a sense, what I do now is I make sure I can go and do this. I make sure either way, or else I want to keep going. But as I go, I realize Jesus says, stick to your side. I just go this way. Or else either way. Or else Jesus means this way. Or else this. Or else now that's the way. Or else now if you can cross the road less and less and less, it's much better for you. I mean, there's less risk for you to cross the road. I mean, just go the way of your way in terms of where you're going. And I'm saying to just be around the 100-meter radius of where you are, otherwise, which is much better for you. And why is it? Because if you're closer to yourself in life, it's much better. And that's what Jesus Christ says. It's better to be closer than easier. Understand? Because you want to be where you are. I mean, the closer way is a successful way. I mean, where is the closer way to success? Which is the word I. I mean, the closest way to success is I. And the closest way to success is the word I. Which that's it. You must, I mean, you must understand that. So if you want to understand something, then always make sure you're sneezing in your hands and never out loud in terms of sneeze however you want, but make sure it goes in terms of the sneeze or cough goes into your hand. I mean, like that you're more appropriate. And since you're more appropriate, you're just learning very quickly upon going the direction that's closer to where you live, and just promote around the area here. And that way you understand that you can see exactly how much you're promoting yourself. I mean, you understand? So anyway, you just learn quickly. I mean, you're learning quickly about life. I've never done this before, but guess what? When at least I'm just every single day trying to do something to succeed. And when I make music of 1 hour that I made, I get to listen to 1 hour music that I made. I mean, that's like when you make 10 tracks. In terms of, let's say you made 20 tracks, in terms of 20 music tracks, there's all 1 hour music. I mean, in the sense of what you do is focus on promoting yourself in ways that you understand that when I make a 1 hour music set, that it's just, it's just my music. I mean, guess what? I mean, it's more of a composition. I mean, in a sense, when it's a composition of love and interest toward I to succeed differently all the time, I make sure I promote myself in ways where other people are never looking at me in a way. When I drop my business card in their mailbox, I make sure that they're never looking at me doing it. Whereas when I place my business cards under their door or in their mailbox or on their car dashboard or on their car somewhere or on their car windows or on the car windows in the front windows where the windscreen wipers are, then guess what? I make sure to look to see are they watching me or never watching me. And I look to see are the customers that I'm promoting to watching me or never watching me. I look to be much more aware, because that's how it is, guys. I mean, be promoting yourself so they never see you promoting yourself or ever, because that's how it is, guys. I mean, promote yourself so much, you understand straight away how you feel. But what I do, is since I make 1 hour music, guys, I mean, that's like, imagine you made a 3-minute track. I mean, imagine 20 times 3 minutes, and that's 1 hour music. I mean, you have to make 20 tracks or 20 music tracks to get to 1 hour music. I make 1 hour music. I mean, from the start to finish is just one track. Understand? That's why I'm never losing. I'm never losing what I am. I mean, so what I do is I succeed very easily. I'm always successful easily. I'll just move on. Now, every single day, if you promote yourself differently, I mean, making sure you're always more successful in what you're doing. So I forgive myself, but I move on. Or else if you forgot to give a business card to somebody, then never ever go backwards to give it to them. I mean, go forwards. I mean, go forwards to give it to them. I mean, go for someone forwards. I mean, if you see them again, I mean, give it to them again. I mean, guess what? I mean, if you see them somewhere around the road and you never did give it to them the first time, I mean, give it to them the second time. I mean, keep giving anyway. I mean, that's the thing, yeah? But there's always a first time. I understand? But stick to the first time and never be the second time. Or else now, if you never see them again, then guess what? I mean, they'll see you around. I mean, there's always an opportunity for them to promote you and to be with you. So what you do is, if you ever see them again, you give your business card to them again. But there's no lies between you. I mean, there's nothing to lie about. So I'll go left. Or else what you want to do is promote as much business cards as you can to people near you, and where you live is where you promote. I mean, in a sense, so regardless of how much there is, I understand it's all different now. What's different? I mean, the difference is that I'm giving more content while I'm actually doing business, and I'm walking around selling my business cards, and that's it. I'm just giving more of who I am every single day. And I'm walking around and doing my business. I mean, and that's all I do. And that's all I have to do. I mean, there's nothing else to do. So every single day, focus on understanding it's worth it. I mean, the more business cards I promote, the more my event it sells out. Or actually, the more my event in terms of it sells out. You understand? Or now I understand the more I promote my events, the more my events sell out, and that's it. Or now I just gotta give as much promotion as I can to make $8,000. Or it's simple. Unfortunately, many people never do that. I mean, why? Because they never have confidence in themselves. Or that's why. So if you feel that you need to change up your shoulder bag to be on a different shoulder, then go and do it. Because I have my shoulder bag actually hurting me physically on my left shoulder, so I place my shoulder on a different shoulder now, and it's much better. Because I understand it's 5 kilos, but if you're carrying 5 kilo shoulder bag for 24 hours, eventually then it starts to hurt your shoulder. I mean, in a sense, so what you do is you go and promote yourself. I realize now I'll go right. And just be somebody who understands that if you're doing something to promote yourself, I mean, you can always hang a bag to your elbow with your hands. You can always promote yourself regardless. I mean, make sure you understand that it's much more how the act of courage within you to even go promote yourself somewhere is beautiful, and you deserve it. But you have to go and promote yourself quickly, and you have to expand your zone, and you have to go target people every single day as much as you can. So I realize now I want to go left. I want to go left over here. Alright, I realize as I go left, I go in the direction of promotion where it's closer to my house. Understand? But that's how it is, yeah? And that's all you have to do. So promote yourself differently, and promote yourself to people who have money. I mean, go and promote yourself. I mean, guess what? The best kind of courage that you can do daily is to promote yourself to people who have money to give you. I mean, if you understand that person makes less than $1,000 a week and has 8 kids in the house, I mean, guess what? I mean, are they going to give you $200? I promise you that it's more likely no. I mean, in a sense, so either way. Are they going to watch you for life? Yes. I mean, they'll watch you for life. In a sense, so what I do is I move on. I mean, they're more likely to watch you. I mean, if they never come to your event, they give you the promotion regardless. They give you $200 worth of promotions regardless, and more. They give you a lifetime of promotion. I mean, how's that? I mean, how's that possible? And make sure you understand that you fully understand every single day to give it better in terms of life, and always make sure you understand straight away how you need to promote yourself and what's going on. You understand? If you realize all the time you're looking always better and you're feeling better for yourself, and you're making sure that you are learning something along the way, and you're making sure every single day you're doing something to help yourself, then you're focusing on yourself and what's happening around the world, and you're making sure that either way, I mean, never call to others to help you. I mean, guess what? I mean, help yourself first. I mean, help yourself first, and then you deserve it. I mean, I can call out to my vulture dad, but I'll move on. I'll move on, because if I call out to him, I'm probably more immature. I mean, in a sense, so every single day I learn to be more mature, so I focus on acting in a more mature way that helps me to grow and to succeed in different ways. But I'll make sure I go left this time. I'll make sure that you guys understand that I had to go walk at least 1 kilometer now. I've been walking and promoting my business cards differently. In a sense, so as I promote my business cards, I'll do something different. I see a mother over there who's trying to help her kid to ride bikes. In a sense, so that's what I see. So look at me. It's more how I feel, and I see how they're doing it, so I agree with it. It's more how I understand how that is, and it's something I can do as well. I'm pretty sure that I'll do it differently. I'll make sure I go and speak out some words to you while I'm helping them. And then guess what? Either way, I'll make sure I never go that far though. I never ever go so far on a walk like she is. I mean, she went 1 kilometer walk with her little babies. Since I just stick to 50 meters in terms of 10 meters. I stick to 10 meter radius. I make a little 10 meter radius and drive the nice and beautiful bike just 10 meters around here. Unfortunately in that situation, there's no other way other than to say they feel really, really much closer to where you're living, so the kids can just be around you. But you never have to walk fucking more than 10 meters to drive your kids to ride their bikes. It's much better. Do you have to walk 10 kilometers so your kids can, let's say, drive the bikes? Come on. Make sure that it's around 10 meters. Her kids are, let's say, under the age of 9. So you must understand that. Or either way, just keep it nice and simple. Keep it around your house and that's it. Or else either way. Or else what's important is making sure that if you understand how to make a composition, that's a long composition about your music, it really makes sense. Your music really makes sense even more when you're willing to just grow yourself, regardless of what's happening, because your status raises the more you promote yourself, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that every single time, make sure that if you're promoting yourself, promote one event at a time. If you have 10 events coming up, then make sure you have only one event coming up first. Promote the first event only first. Now, if you make an event, that's overseas, guess what? Do no promotion for that. Guess what? Do no promotion for that. Why is that? Alright, now do promotion for that, but guess what? Let's say, for example, Timmy Trumpet, who's a music producer, goes to Croatia, Split, for example, I don't know why. And he's in Split at a nightclub, and guess what happens? I'm doing better than that. I'm making sure, although, guess what? I have to go to Split to do a nice and beautiful nightclubbing session over there. But guess what? Either way. He's in Split, and guess what? He's at a nightclub. How is he going to promote to Croatia when he lives in Australia, man? He has to at least go and promote his buses over there. Now, the buses over there, to have his name on the billboards everywhere. And he also has to do what else? She has to walk door to door at Split. She has to come, let's say, 1 month prior to Split to put all of his business cards in Split houses over there to promote this event. Understand? Now, that's what he has to do. Now, is it possible? It's always possible, but guess what? There's something better to do than that. There's something better to do than that, man. What can you do from that point? Make it an online event where people are, let's say, already at the nightclub. Since they're at the nightclub already, guess what happens? They're already at the nightclub on the night. And they're regular people. The people who are regulars. Since they're regular people, since you already have people coming to the event, do you need to promote anyway? What for? Guess what? I'm pretty sure, of course you have to promote. You still have to promote your event that you're going to Split on your Facebook event page. Or you still have to promote that you're going there. And you start to promote yourself at the nightclub over there. But that nightclub is promoting you all the way through. And now, guess what, I promise you, that's how events are made. But that's an easy event to make. Or else now, how do you get there? When you get there with your money. I mean, you make your own money and you get there.